me, Nikki, and long time coming, right? I am finally going to do a pregnancy update. Basically, today is Sunday, so I'm exactly 15 weeks today. So, into my second trimester. Yes. So basically what I'm going to do is just give you guys a recap of the entire first trimester. I didn't have, like, I couldn't record. Like, it just wasn't working. So, I figure I'll just do a first trimester recap. But first I'll give you the information for today. So, like I said, I'm exactly 15 weeks. And now the baby measures 4 inches long from crown to rump and weighs in about 2.5 ounces, so about the size of an apple. She's busy moving amniotic fluid through her nose and upper respiratory tract, which helps the primitive air sacs in her lungs begin to develop. Her legs are growing longer than her arms now, and she can move all her joints and limbs. This says she, not sure what I'm having yet. My doctor said we'll find out week 18 is when she's going to order the next ultrasound. So we have another 3 weeks to wait. But that's just a small synopsis of the 15 weeks where I am now. So I'll be looking down at my phone because I kind of wrote notes. That way I won't get sidetracked and I won't leave anything out. So first trimester was trying to say the least. I had a lot going on, like nausea. I didn't throw up, which was good, but my nausea, the fatigue was just like extreme, and I had bleeding several times. I've been having spotting the complete trimester outside of the 2 sporadic, because that's kind of what it was, bleeds that I had. So we'll get into that. So I basically found out that I was pregnant March 14th, which was at the very, very beginning. I was like 5 weeks at that point. So I found out very early in the pregnancy when I was pregnant. So I had set my first prenatal appointment, which was April 7th. But Easter Sunday, I was sitting on the couch watching TV, chilling with the fam, and I just felt like a gush. It literally, that's what it felt like. And so I ran to the bathroom and underwear soiled. I know this might be TMI, but just being honest, this is what happened this time around. Underwear soiled. It's bright red, so of course my first instinct was I'm having a miscarriage. Like, that was my first instinct, like, because that's typically what you know, that's just what you know when women bleed. So it was bright red, and then like as the day went on, I ended up putting on a pad for the rest of the day. I woke up the next day, it was nothing. So like it was that bleed, and then I kind of spotted for the rest of the day, and then it just like went away. Like I woke up Monday and it was nothing. So I called my doctor Sunday, left a message. Monday morning, my doctor was off, so I saw her nurse practitioner. So I went in and we spoke with her. She checked my cervix to make sure that it was still closed, which it was. So she said she wasn't 100, you know, she wasn't like, okay, you miscarried, since my cervix was still closed. She said that it could have possibly been implantation bleeding. So I was like, okay, which was weird. It was kind of weird for me because I'm like, I implanted a while ago. Like, it takes that long to, you know, come out, you know. So she scheduled, of course, the ultrasound because she knew I had had the miscarriage last year, so she wanted to calm my nerves, which I love my nurse practitioner and my doctor. So she knew my nerves were like on edge, so she scheduled a ultrasound for me for the next day. So this bleed happened, I was 8 weeks. So the next day, March 28th, we went in for our ultrasound. So it was we did a transvaginal ultrasound. So of course, seeing the baby was just awesome. And then she checked everything, she measured everything. So I was measuring. My app that I used, the babysitter app, said I was 7, but I'm measuring 8. So we ended up going by the doctor's weeks. So at that point I was 8 weeks. And then we were able to hear the heartbeat. and the heartbeat was at 172, so it was a strong heartbeat. So after that ultrasound, I basically just waited for my first prenatal visit with my doctor for the follow-up, and you know, they did the basic, check my ACG levels and all of that. So everything was good. The baby was developing and growing the way that it should. So that kind of gave me a peace of mind. I was still kind of, you know, on edge a little bit because of the bleeding. Because my first pregnancy, I didn't bleed at all. So, you know, it just kind of keeps you on edge a little bit. At that point, the nausea was ridiculous. Like, I was just nauseated. If I ate, if I didn't eat, like, I was just nauseous. It was like it was kind of annoying, and it was like I would eat, it would kind of go away, but then it would come back and it just lingered. Like, I wanted to throw up, but I never threw up. So I was like, okay. So week 8 went. Week 9, 10, I had, like I said, I had the spotting. It was brown spotting. It was no more red spotting. And it was literally just spotting. Like, it wasn't nothing heavy. It wasn't like a continuous flow or anything like that. So, thought, okay, cool. Everything's back to normal. Wednesday, April 20th, I was asleep. We went to bed early at night. At about 11:30, I literally, another gush of blood just came out. Woke me up out of my sleep. I jumped up out the bed. I ran to the bathroom, and when I sat on the toilet, like, blood. I was like, oh my goodness. My underwear was soiled again. And I'm like freaking out. At this point, like, my anxiety was like at an all-time high. My hands are shaking. I'm like, okay, we're going to the ER this time. Like, because I need to understand why I'm just bleeding sporadically like this. Like, this is crazy. So, like, with my anxiety being the way that it was, I'm like, I'm not about to call, wait for an appointment with her. I'm about to just go to the ER. So we went to the ER, and of course we were there for hours on hours on hours. But went to the ER, and they did an ultrasound. Heart rate was 172. Baby was still developing. And everything was like normal. So I'm like, what's going on at this point? It's like, okay, so why am I bleeding like this? Like, and it's just sporadic. Like, it just comes out of nowhere. So come to find out, I had a subchorionic hemorrhage. So it's basically like a part of the placenta didn't connect all the way to the uterus, and it's like a very, very, very fine line. I'll try to find one of the ultrasound pictures that actually shows it, because we were able to see it when we got our Down syndrome screening. So it's really, really, really thin, and so it's blood that's sitting in the fold, and like coughing, you know, movements and different things like that kind of causes it to kind of just come out, and it's like old blood, new blood. So eventually it'll heal itself. The bigger my uterus gets, it'll kind of attach back, and then the blood will absorb back into the bloodstream, or it'll continue to come out, which at this point I haven't had any more of that type of bleeding, the bright red. I have had continuous spotting, you know, brown spotting that I've had on a continuous basis, like not a continued flow like a period or anything, but like I'll spot here and there, you know, 2 days out of the week, and then it'll be nothing for a couple of days, and then it'll come back. So and it's all just like brown, like a tannish, like it's really light. Occasionally through the middle of the night, for me tossing and turning back and forth, I might go to the washroom and it'll be like a dark brown. And it's crazy because when I say spotting, it's not coming out, it's only when I wipe. It's not coming out, it's just when I go to the bathroom and when I wipe. So that's slightly annoying, but other than that, everything is going good on that end after that. So after the finding out, and then I talked to my doctor, I had an appointment with her after my ER visit. I had to follow up with her, so she kind of explained like what was going on. So it kind of, I knew why, so it was a little bit easier, so I didn't have to freak out or panic the next time it happened. Like, I knew why it was happening. It wasn't per se I'm having a miscarriage, or, you know, I'm about to lose a baby, that type of thing. So it kind of gave me just a peace of mind in that instance, where I know it's a possibility it will happen again. but then, you know, it might not, you know. April 26th was technically our first ultrasound that we would have had. I was 12 weeks and 2 days, and that was the Down syndrome screening that they do for the babies. And that ultrasound was just awesome. Like, the baby was in there just flipping, flopping, twisting, turning, like just in its own little world. And then eventually it just stopped. It kind of went to sleep. Okay, I'm done. You know, I did my thing, my show. It took us 35 minutes for her to be able to measure, because it's like the back of the neck, like the lining on the back of the neck that they have to measure, and the baby has to be in a perfect position for them to do it. And the baby would not, like, literally the baby was like, this was like my pelvic, and it was like sitting in this curve. It wouldn't come out of it, so it was hard for her to get it. And we were just in there laughing. She had me turn over on my stomach for a couple of minutes just to get the baby to kind of move, and then turn back over. The baby was doing what it wanted to do. Okay. So she was finally able to get the measurements for that, and then we got those results back, which was negative, so that was a plus. Since I do have the subchorionic hemorrhage, my doctor's been checking me every week, and basically she's just checking the baby's heart rate and just, you know, making sure that my uterus is growing, the baby is growing, and then, you know, she'll check the heart rate. They do the typical vital signs, my blood pressure, my weight. They take a urine sample. So week 13 I went, heart rate was 154. Week 14, which was last week, we went and the heart rate was 150. I had lost 4 pounds because week 13 I caught a cold. I had no appetite really, and then with the nausea and everything, like I ate, but I didn't eat. I wasn't eating like I should have been. It was just the nausea. Like, I just didn't have a taste for anything, to be honest. Like, I just didn't want to eat. I didn't have that urge to just get something to eat because the nausea made me feel like I was going to throw up whatever I did eat. So it was kind of like, you know, but I tried to, you know, I kept drinking water. I continuously drink water. And then I was eating fruit, just kind of light stuff, nothing like super, super heavy. And then this last appointment, but she did recommend Diclegis. I'll put it right here. It's a nausea and vomiting med specifically for pregnant women. Because I know they have Zofran that they give most women for nausea and vomiting, but this particular one is for pregnant women and babies, so it's safe for both. It's safe for me to take. So basically I'll take 2 right before bed, and then it'll kind of get me through the next day. And then, like, if the nausea is really bad, you can add 1 in the morning, and then if it's still not subsiding, you can add 1 in the afternoon. So that's basically kind of how you take it. But the 2 that I take at night when I wake up the next day, I feel pretty fine. Like, I don't feel nauseous, and I'm able to eat and kind of actually want to eat. So it is working. So I'm gonna continue just to take that to just knock the edge off, because of course I'm just entering the 2nd trimester, so who knows if the nausea is going to last the complete pregnancy. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that it kind of subsides, but for me it is a good thing, because just having the symptom and having the nausea, it just lets me know that, you know, baby's still doing good, baby's still in there, you know, because once you get into the 2nd trimester, in between that where you're not quite able to feel the baby move and stuff yet, and then the sickness and everything kind of goes away, you kind of in that limbo window where you like, is the baby doing fine? Like, I wonder if everything's good, you know? So having the nausea and stuff, it kind of just gives me that peace of mind, because I just think throughout pregnancy I'm just being on edge. But I think I'm done rambling. I know I probably talk extremely fast, but y'all know how I am. I'll be trying to get to the point and try not to make these updates as long as I don't want them to be extremely long. But I did want to finally come and do a recap of my 1st trimester. So that's basically everything that's been going on. I mean, outside of your typical, you know, fatigue and the nausea, I think the bleeding and the spotting and stuff was the more heightening points of the 1st trimester for me. But baby is growing good. She said our next ultrasound will be 18 weeks, and that's when we'll find out. I was hoping to find out a little bit earlier. I don't want to wait. I want to know what I'm having. Other than that, that has been my first trimester in a nutshell. Like I said, with the nausea and fatigue and stuff, I just wasn't able to get those videos. Like, as you guys can see, probably that the vlogs were kind of hit and miss. I just didn't. I didn't have the energy to sit at the computer and edit, or even sit down and record a video. Like, it wasn't working. But now I feel like my energy is kind of coming back. I haven't really been drinking coffee. I have been drinking my black energy tea. It has caffeine, but it's not as much as coffee, so I'll drink that. I might have 2 cups of that periodically throughout the day. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, you comment down below, and I'll get back to you guys. I'm going to try and do every 2-week updates or every 3 weeks, because like the weeks, the baby doesn't change that drastically. So I'll probably do every 2 to 3 week updates and try to have them up on Monday, which I will be like however many weeks in one day, because my weeks, they roll over. My weeks, I change weeks on Sundays. But I think I hit everything for the most part. If not, I'll add it in the next pregnancy update, but I think I hit all the important things. So hope you guys enjoyed this quick first trimester update, and hope you guys look forward to more. Make sure you guys comment down below, like, share the video, and I'll talk to you guys in my next update. Bye! It's just a day in the life.